This is my review on the Shark Power Lift Away, model number NV680. We bought this hoover in replacement of our Dyson cordless. I'd never heard of Shark before and felt that I should possibly do a review, which I've previously found helpful for purchasing things. Dyson, which is obviously a reputable brand, we found to lose its suction over time. It's the first Dyson we've had. We previously had a Miele, which was great, but we thought we'd go for something different. We'd watched loads of videos, had seen that the Shark had sort of seemed to be impressive and was sort of the contender for Dyson. We chose a risk to get it, but I think because it was so much cheaper than the Dyson, and AO had a very good deal on at the time we bought this. So we've had this for about 5 months now, and it's really done great. When we got it, it came in all these pieces, and I was thinking, oh my goodness. But I just want to show you very quickly how easy it is to put together, because I think you could probably do this without a manual, even with all these pieces. This is the wand. It slots in here. Very well labelled wand release. You press that and it slots out. You then have this bit, which is the main hub of the hoover. It has some filters. These are recommended to change every 3 months. We've got a busy house. We've got 3 children and a golden retriever. My son also is a wheelchair user and uses his wheelchair in the house. So there's a lot of mud, dog hair, and we find that we have to change these filters every 3 months. Not every 3 months, sorry, every month, although it recommends every 3 months. So they just really easily slot in there. The sponge comes off of here, and you clean these out with some water. It's really easy to clean. I just leave mine on the radiator and they dry quite quickly. So you've then got the stand that you fit this part onto, and this just clips in really simply. I'm doing this all left-handed at the minute. It's really easy. The hose just secures into this part here. Again, it says hose release, so it's really well labelled if you need to take it apart. And then you've got this main bit here. Now this bit you put the attachments on, and the handle releases that. So this just slots into the top of the wand. The rubber on ours has started to go, but again, we've had it for half a year now almost. This chamber then just slots onto the hoover itself. My husband wasn't sure how to empty it. It is labelled, but I just thought I'd point it out because it's not as clear as some of the other labelling. It's just 2 release buttons, 1 on either side, just here. And you just lift them up and that comes off quite easily. I quite often hoover things up that shouldn't be hoovered, and what I liked is this had 2 release buttons. Excuse my nail varnish, my daughter did it for me. You press this here and you've got this central chamber, and if you hoover up any bigger items they get sucked into here and you can just pick them out. But then you can empty all the hair, which I won't do because there's some in there, and fluff and dirt and grime into the bin from the bottom part by pressing there. So I thought that was quite a good feature that I liked. It is big enough for us to hoover the whole house. However, we have got a lot of dog hair, so I do sometimes have to empty it twice. We're in a 3-bed bungalow, so there's quite a lot of floor space and a lot of dog hair to pick up, and it copes with it quite well. The cord, I don't know if you can get an idea of how long it is there, isn't the longest cord I've used. I've had a Miele before and that sort of was much longer, could cover further of the house, but it's not the worst length cord, but in my opinion it could probably do with being just maybe a couple of meters longer. This attachment, in fact both attachments we use all the time, this has a little push button here, and this brush can slide down and up, so you can use the pointy end on its own, or you can slide it up. We've got hard floors, and I find that this is really good to getting in all these little places, doing the skirtings. and that just clips on to the top here. So you press the one release and all the attachments clip on there. This we found the hose could probably be a little bit more flexible, because quite often we knock the hoover over when using these attachments, but you do get used to it. But that's probably another little criticism that I have of the hoover. This hose clip just hooks back in there. But these just attach onto the back of the hoover, so it's really simple storage. This is the upholstery tool. I was really concerned about this because in comparison to the Dyson one, which I thought was brilliant, had loads of brushes in here and collected up all the dog hair, I thought this is not going to be anywhere near as good. This has been brilliant. I use this for cleaning out the car. I use it frequently because we obviously go on dog walks, and it's picked up loads of mud and dog hair, and it's got it all out of the piles of the carpet in the car with no problem at all. Really super impressed with that attachment. Something that we haven't used is this. This is the dust away. It comes with these cloths that you're meant to replace after a certain time. It just details it there, every 3 to 4 months. We've not used this. This presumably is for hard floors. It's got a little suction bit that collects it all up here, and then this dusts the floor. We found hoovering. This we have used not once. So we've just gone from using the main hoover and not found a need for this. We just mop after we've used the hoover. So I can't unfortunately comment on that, but just even being on the rug, it's picked up loads of bits. So I imagine it'll be quite a good attachment if we did use it. Something that we really love about this hoover and makes it really good for getting underneath darker places like the radiators or underneath the bench that my son uses or underneath the toy cooker is this light that comes on. It really highlights all those little nooks and crannies. So you can see instantly all the dirt and fluff that this picks up. And it just highlights the bits that you've missed. We tend to use, even on the hard floor, it has here this little slide button, and you can have hard floor or carpet. Using the hard floor function basically stops the bristles in the bottom. We have found that although the hard floor selection is much quieter, we found that probably using the carpet with the brushes moving did a better clean. We have only got carpet in our bedroom. That's where the dog sleeps, and we had previously used the Dyson, and I thought that that had always done a good job on the carpets, not so much on the hard floor, but it did well on the carpets. After using this, it filled this chamber with dog hair, so clearly this had, I think, better suction than the Dyson on the carpets. I've used this very quickly in here, and on this really deep rug, and I feel that it gets it all up. You can see the lines in the rug. And I feel that you can really feel the suction when you're doing it. It really seems hard on the rug. I've got some Cheerios that I thought I'd put down here and turn on the hoover just so you can see how quickly it hoovers things up. So again, I just always use the carpet option. All those bigger pieces, it got really well, and I just want to show you this light in the darker places. So here comes the hairball. Right under, it just highlights all those places that you thought you couldn't see. And that is a gimmick that I thought would be a gimmick, but is actually something that I really love about the hoover. You've got the suction control here. We always use this on the max. We've never used it on minimum. Brilliant hoover. My husband finds it really easy to use. My mother-in-law loved it so much that she got it. We used to have a cleaner once a fortnight. They've even purchased a Shark to replace their Henry. So I think this is an all-round very good hoover. Two small points would be that the cord could be slightly longer and this hose could be a little bit longer, more flexible to use the handheld part. We don't often use it in lift away, but we have done to get onto the sofas and bits, and again it's done really, really well. And considering it's contending with this boy here and 3 children, I think it's done pretty well. And AO did a really quick delivery, really cheap, reasonably priced in comparison to all the other places, and so far has been a very, very good hoover. What do you reckon, Ralph? He thinks so too.